In an era where Korean historical dramas are locked in fierce competition, where audiences demand not only tight storytelling but also hyper-authentic emotional delivery, Perfect Crown takes a different route. Instead of relying solely on polished execution, it transforms unscripted, behind-the-scenes moments into its most compelling weapon. Nowhere is this more evident than in the escape from the Grand Queen Dowager sequence, where the so-called Royal Chaebol F4 deliver not just flawless teamwork on screen, but an even more captivating dynamic off-camera. When Eye Contact becomes a second script. The scene in which Yoon Rang deliberately frames Song Hui-ju as a suspect in the royal birthday fire is more than a narrative turning point, it is a test of performance synergy. What makes it remarkable is its reliance not on dialogue, but on a system of subtle cues, glances, breathing rhythms, micro-movements. Leon and Hui-ju barely speak, yet the audience understands everything. This is not chemistry manufactured through editing or background music, it is reflexive acting, something that only emerges when performers truly trust each other. Their seamless coordination allows them to exit the Grand Queen Dowager's trap with elegance, leaving no visible trace of struggle. Behind the scenes, where imperfection becomes perfection. In stark contrast to the smooth final cut, the filming process was anything but controlled. The fainting scene, seemingly simple, required multiple takes because no one could hold back laughter. IU's spontaneous addition of a soft vocal sound while pretending to faint was not scripted. It was a classic ad-lib, small, but disruptive enough to break the entire tone of the scene. The ripple effect was immediate. Byeon Woo Seok lost composure, forcing a reset. Traditionally, this would be considered a mistake. But in a modern production context, it is pure gold. These unscripted disruptions inject a sense of humanity that audiences today are highly sensitive to, and deeply appreciative of. Breaking character as a sign of life. IU didn't break just once. In another scene, where her character is tossed onto a bed, she briefly smiles before quickly suppressing it. It's a fleeting moment, easy to miss, yet revealing. Rather than undermining the scene, it adds a new layer of meaning. Like a crack in a flawless surface, it allows viewers to glimpse the actor behind the character, a space filled with comfort, trust, and even joy in collaboration. The carrying scene and a physical paradox. One of the most talked about behind-the-scenes moments revolves around the iconic Princess Carrie. On screen, it's visually perfect. Off-screen, it tells a different story. IU was too light. Paradoxical as it sounds, lifting someone who is too light can disrupt natural balance. Byeon Woo Seok admitted that this lack of weight caused his hands to tremble, not from weakness, but from a genuine physical response. This reveals an overlooked truth: ideal visual conditions do not always translate into technical ease. Sometimes, they demand even greater physical adjustment to maintain realism. Body proportions and visual storytelling. The nearly 30 centimeters height difference between the two actors creates a powerful visual dynamic. IU appears almost weightless in his arms, perfectly reinforcing her character's fragile, aristocratic image. This is visual storytelling at its most efficient, no dialogue required. And in this case, it works flawlessly. The rejected idea, when humor yields to precision. Few know that before settling on the final version, Byeon Woo Seok experimented with an alternative carrying style, holding IU with her legs tucked in to amplify comedic effect. However, this approach was ultimately discarded. The reason? It conflicted with the structural and aesthetic demands of the classic Princess Carrie, which prioritizes stability and elegance. This decision underscores a key production principle: not every interesting idea deserves to stay. Sometimes, refinement means knowing what to remove. Where does true chemistry lie? What sets Perfect Crown apart is not its polished imagery, but its willingness to embrace the unexpected. The chemistry between IU and Byeon Woo Seok is not constructed, it is revealed. From suppressed laughter and trembling hands to silent exchanges of understanding, every detail contributes to an experience that audiences don't just watch, they feel. And perhaps, in an industry increasingly driven by formula, it is precisely this imperfection that feels the most perfect of all.